Hi, George from Tombstone Tactical again, and today we're going to talk about some Caniks. I've got a half a dozen different models in front of me, and we're going to talk about each one individually and their different features. A little background on Canik. Canik is Turkish made. They have match grade cold hammer forged barrels, and these barrels are rated to at least 50,000 rounds without failure. Okay, what we're going to talk about first is we're going to talk about the striker indicator. This is across the whole line of Caniks. You've got a red indicator saying that this pistol is ready to fire. Empty chamber. Pull the trigger, and as you can see, it's not ready to fire. The indicator is in there. Another thing that's across the whole line is the extended trigger guard. So you can shoot it a lot easier with gloves. This particular model is the SF Elite. You can see the grayed out slide on it, and it's also more compact than the full size. Every Canik comes with a magazine loader, a trigger lock, an extra magazine, and one additional back strap. The holsters, they all come with a holster. Some of them come with a snap holster, and some of them come with the Serper type holster, where you just press the release and you can pull it out. They're all paddle type holsters, but you can also run a belt through. You can see the belt slots. And they also come with a cleaning brush and a rod for patches. That's pretty much what comes across the whole Canik line. Now we're going to talk about the individual models themselves. Okay, the first model we're going to talk about is a TP9 SF Elite. It's a compact version of the TP9 SF. The magazine only holds 15 rounds. It's got a trigger safety, as you can see the red safety in there. And it also has a chamber indicator, chamber loaded indicator. It's got fiber optic front sight. It's got a plain black Warren rear sight. And what's nice about these Caniks is they got an ambidextrous slide release. Okay, you can, for both left-handed and right-handed shooters. And that slide release, folks, is really sturdy. It's a good slide release. They did a good job on that one. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is the TP9 SF Elite S. The only difference in this model is the safety. As you can see, it's kind of a weird safety. You push that up, you cannot pull the trigger. Push it down, you can pull the trigger. This is kind of a weird safety, but that's Canik's answer to people that want safeties on their pistols. Striker fired pistols generally do not have safeties. However, Canik listened and they provided one. It's a little strange. It is not a magazine release. As you can see, the magazine release is over on the other side, just like normal. People don't get this confused with some of the Walther models or even HK models that have the magazine release right here as part of the trigger guard. Okay, the next version we're going to talk about, the next model for Canik, is their version of the Race Gun. This firearm, it does not have a loaded chamber indicator. It has a ported slide, but not a ported barrel. It has removable rear plate here for mounting additional optics. And when you remove the original plate, it removes the rear sight. So when you mount the plate to put a different optic on it, you're going to lose your rear sight. Another thing about this is the release, the trigger safety is a little bit further extended than the other models, and also it's got an extended slide release here. And it also has an extended magazine release, which is really nice. Also, as you can see, it will hold 20 rounds of 9mm ammunition, and it has a longer barrel. It comes with all the tools necessary for mounting and dismounting all of the slides, the slide plates. Okay, next we're going to talk about the TP9 SF and TP9 SA. This is actually an SA version. The SA version is the same as the TP9 SF, except it has a decocker. And one of the things with a decocker on a striker-fired pistol, you can set the decocker, hear that click, and then you cannot pull the trigger. If you do that on a SIG for a decocker, it sets it up for double action. This, you can't do it. You're going to rack your slide. You're going to lose that round that was in the chamber. Then you can shoot. Okay, so that's kind of, to me, in my mind, that's a senseless addition to the line. The SF and the SA, they also come with 3-dot sights. Comes with a standard slide release, a standard magazine release. It's relatively easy to get to. I don't have big hands, but it's a piece of cake for me to hit that slide release. It also, I don't know if you can see it, but it's also got the trigger safety in there. Oh, and the SF and the SA also have a loaded chamber indicator. Here we have the TP9 V2. Okay, this is a little different animal in that this one does actually have a decocker that works. Okay, I can pull this back, decock it, and still pull the trigger. One thing about this gun that was a major selling point when they introduced it was the restrike capability. You can keep pulling that trigger for light primer strikes. Okay, it's got a standard slide release and a standard magazine release. Again, they're pretty good. They extend a little bit beyond the slide and they're easy to get to. And this one also has the 3-dot sights. It does not have a loaded chamber indicator. Okay, the last one we have today for you is the TP9 DA. Okay, this is very similar to the TP9 V2. It has a decocker, but this is actually a half decocker. It's not ambidextrous, and it is kind of hard to reach up there and hit that. Let me show you. You have to move your thumb just to get it up there. Slide mounted decockers, they're a little bit of a pain. This is also double action, even with the decocker. Okay, like I said, it's very similar to the V2. No chamber indicator. It's only got 1-dot front sight. It's got a Warren rear sight with no dots. Same magazine slide release and magazine release. As I said, it's relatively easy to get to. One thing that this one does have is a trigger safety, which some purists will say what for, but it does have one. And I think that that about covers all the Caniks today. And like I said, if you have any questions whatsoever, send us an email, sales@tombstonetactical.com. Any recommendations for future videos, sales@tombstonetactical.com. Attention video. Robert and I will be monitoring your emails and see if you customers have anything else that you want to see. And that's about it, guys. Have a good one.